Fabrizio Romano drops the Bomba. We know that Manchester United want 2 more signings before the end of the transfer window, a midfielder and a goalkeeper. And I've been saying for a while on this channel, it's not going to be Donnarumma, it's not going to be Emi Martinez. We cannot afford them unless Onana goes. If we're going to sign a goalkeeper, it's going to be Lammens. But Lammens has gone very quiet. And it's like, maybe we're just not going to sign a goalkeeper. Maybe we're just focusing on midfield because we've linked some expensive midfielders. But we've got the Bomba. Romano has revealed we are in for Lammens. Personal terms nearly agreed. This deal is expected to develop and happen now. Manchester United want to get Senne Lammens done. I think they've pretty much got the green light on the personal terms. That should not be an issue. Someone to come in and actually challenge Onana. We're going to talk about this goalkeeper and why this is a good signing for Manchester United and why I'm happy with the signing. There's updates on Baleba, there's updates on Stiller, midfield plans. Napoli have also come in with an offer for Hojlund. So yes, there's lots to talk about in today's video. I will let you know I am recording this in a hotel on hotel Wi-Fi, so I don't know what the quality is going to be like. So look, if there's lag spikes, I really do apologize. I can't do anything about it. I'm actually on 4G, so it's a little bit better. Thank you for watching. But yeah, hit the like button if you do enjoy today's video. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. But let's get into the Bomba in Lammens. Understand Manchester United is still working on a deal to sign Senne Lammens. Talks are underway. Personal terms are almost agreed, and Manchester United are in active talks for the Belgian goalkeeper. Manchester United tried to anticipate more clubs from France and Italy, also based on exits. So Manchester United have made their move for Senne Lammens. We've been linked to him for a while, but I've always thought that Bayern is going to have to go for us to get him. But maybe they saw how bad Bayern was versus Arsenal. Maybe the lack of trust in Onana. Maybe they decided even if Bayern doesn't go, let's bring this guy in. We need a better second keeper to challenge Onana. We need a second keeper that is good enough to actually play and put Onana on the bench. And if you look at Senne Lammens' statistics, he was the best shot stopper in Europe last season in terms of his metrics. I think he prevented 14.5 goals last season, expected goals or something like that. So that was like the highest across Europe's top 7 leagues for like goals prevented from a keeper. He's a very good shot stopper. And I think, we talk about bringing in Onana because he's good with his feet, this and that. But at the end of the day, it's good having a goalkeeper that's good with their feet. But if they can't stop basic shots or claim crosses or confident doing this and that, they're a liability. And I think Manchester United are thinking, well, this is just a very good shot stopper. This might not be the long-term answer, but this might be someone that gives us more stability over the next year or two and someone to challenge Onana. Someone who's going to give Onana genuine competition because Bayern isn't. So we're still working on this deal. Talks are underway. It looks like this is the next signing we plan to do. I know that I think United want Lammens and Baleba. I don't think we're going to get Baleba, but we will talk about that. We will talk about the midfield. But this is what United's working on. And Ben Jacobs is on the Football Terrace YouTube channel today, so make sure to check it out. And he said a few things about Lammens and why United are in for him. He actually said on the United stand yesterday that Lammens would be probably the goalkeeper if we went for one. So he's given some updates just now. The deal for Lammens is not dead. Manchester United are looking to get the players buy-in before starting talks with Antwerp. And he also mentioned what we liked about Lammens is that he's very brave in his own 6-yard box, when to come off his line, when to punch, not afraid to catch, and he's loud and commanding, which is all very true. So these are things that Ben Jacobs had said on the Football Terrace YouTube channel today. He's saying the deal for Lammens is not there, but United are looking for the players buy-in before starting talks. I don't know if you've noticed, but that seems to be Manchester United's general approach this window is, we waited until Mbeumo told everyone else, no, it's Man United that he wants. And then we went and did our move for Mbeumo. Same with Cunha. We went in for Baleba, got the green light that Baleba wanted to come to us. But unfortunately, we just, Brighton were like, he's not for sale. And same with Sesko. Newcastle were making all those bids, but we made sure we got the buy-in for the player and then we make our move. And right now, it looks like we're going to get the buy-in for Lammens. A lot of reports say he wants the move, and personal terms is pretty much agreed. So once personal terms is agreed, which is expected to be agreed and could be agreed by the time this video is out, it looks like we're going to make our move. So there's some significant updates there coming out from Ben Jacobs. But going back to Baleba, there's always a deluded part of me because I want Baleba so badly that hopes that we do go for him late in the window. I don't think we will. I think we generally can't afford him. And I think one of the reasons we're going for Lammens is maybe we realise we can't get Baleba. And the two signings we want to be Baleba and Lammens. If we can't get Baleba, at least get Lammens and we can go and get Baleba next year. I still think we should look at signing a midfielder. But Romano obviously gave an update on Baleba. But before I get into Romano's update on Baleba, I will say with Lammens, I don't think he's someone that instantly comes in and puts Onana on the bench just because a lack of experience, young player, and all of that. But I think he's someone that will come in and eventually take Onana's spot. I think, Lammens, he's not as good as Donnarumma. He's not as good as an Emi Martinez now, but it could be really smart business. There's talk of him being 14 million. His statistics are very good. I do think, playing out from the back, he's not the best goalkeeper in the world at doing that, but he's also decent at it. But it is his shot-stopping ability. We're looking at Lammens for his shot-stopping ability. And the biggest issue we have with Onana is Onana will make a save and he'll push the save into the opponent's striker and he'll just give the ball back. He'll make a save and put it into danger. Whereas one thing I've noticed with Lammens, and I was watching clips of him, is when he makes a save, he pushes it wide away. He gets out of the danger zone. It's not just making a save, but it's making sure he gets it away from the opposition, which really frustrates me about Onana. We're going to talk about Baleba, the perfect midfield signing. What is the latest on that? United have an excellent connection with Baleba and his agent. The club will maintain his name very high on their list. They will try again for him in the future. He's not, no one said Baleba's officially off. They're just saying Manchester United have got indications that Brighton won't sell and they will try for him in the future, and Baleba absolutely still wants the move. So the general suggestion in the media is we're going to go for him in 2026. That is the general suggestion. Did I just lag that? I apologise if we just lagged. So the general suggestion with Baleba is we're going to go for him in 2026. There's a deluded part of me that thinks we could make a late bid if we sell Garnacho and test the waters. We obviously really want this guy. And I think, we can't go into the season without a midfielder. I think it's so important and Amorim's really pushing for it. So I do think maybe we bring in a midfielder on top of Lammens. I think it will be Lammens in the midfield and we end the transfer window with that. But I don't think it's going to be Baleba. I don't think it's going to be Wharton, sadly. But Baleba still wants Manchester United. We've done the groundwork. So when a lot of teams are in from next year, maybe we've got that advantage. We are going to try for him again. Just because he's not coming now doesn't mean it's over. We have a good connection with Baleba and we're going to keep trying. It's basically what Romano is saying, which is, again, positive indication there. I really hope we make a late-minute bid for Baleba at the end of the window, because Brighton is saying aren't giving us a price, but if we bid 120 million, Brighton would consider that. We all know that. So are Manchester United going to sign a midfielder? I think it is. If we don't think we can sign the player that we want, we won't sign them. I don't think we're going to sign someone like an Amrabat for the sake of signing someone. I think we only want to sign someone if we're confident that they can do that job and not going to impact us getting Baleba next year. Now, obviously, we were linked to Angelo Stiller yesterday by Ben Jacobs. He's on the list. I think the fact that Santos, Wharton, Stiller and Baleba, the four midfielders that we've been linked to in the last few days, and Agome actually, and inquired about in the last few days, I think is encouraging because they're all midfielders that have the right profile. We're going for the right type of midfield profile, which is good. We want someone who's physically good, but also good on the ball. But as Ben Jacobs has said, it's a 50-50 at the moment whether we sign a midfielder. Amorim is putting a lot of pressure on the board to sign a midfielder. I think we could sign a midfielder. I think we want Baleba, though, and I think it is that if we sign this guy, would that affect our chances of getting Baleba next year? I think we have to look at it. I think we're looking at Wharton and Stiller because Wharton and Stiller is for the other midfield role, and then we get Baleba in 2026. Baleba is the Casemiro Agate role. Wharton and Stiller is the Bruno Meno role. And right now, Bruno and Meno are our two best midfielders. And I think as much as I love Wharton, as much as I love Stiller, I really want that Baleba. Maybe you look at Santos for that Agate Casemiro role because Agate could go next year. The 2 years and you're out. Casemiro is going to go next year. Bruno could potentially go next year. Potentially bring in three midfielders next year. If you'd have said to us last year we would have sold Garnacho, Rashford and Hojlund, who was considered our best front three a year ago, if we'd have sold them all and replaced them all, if you said that to me this time last year, I wouldn't have believed you that we would have sold Garnacho, Hojlund and Rashford in the same window and brought in a whole new front three. So I do think next summer bringing in three new midfielders, getting rid of Bruno Agate, Casemiro, bringing in potentially a Baleba, a Stiller, a Santos, it could be possible, but can we get any of them now? Now, reports in Germany from Florian Plettenberg said that reports linking United and Angelo Stiller are wide of the mark. However, Ben Jacobs has been very accurate with his information. So I think we've looked at Stiller, but I don't think we're going to pursue him. But that's what's been said there. And then last but not least, we have some updates coming in Rasmus Hojlund's exit. Obviously, AC Milan deal was off. They've gone and signed Victor Boniface. But Napoli, apparently there was some reports from Di Marzio yesterday, could be open to doing an obligation. Hojlund's pushing for an obligation to buy. And it has come out by Romano that Napoli is set to send a contract proposal to Hojlund as talks with Manchester United are proceeding, and the decision is up to Hojlund with contract terms set to be discussed from today. Several clubs are interested, but it looks like there's going to be offers coming in for Hojlund today, and it's all up to Hojlund, who obviously has accepted it's time he needs to leave Manchester United, but he obviously wants that obligation because it's more secure for him. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below. See you next time. Bye.